Depending on who you sit with, people will say agriculture starts with the right seed. And on the other side, people say that agriculture begins with the soil, because soil is a living organism. But I say that you need to have both to be able to work. Number one, in my view, and in the 18 years that I've worked, and maybe 10 in the crop space, I think Yara has been at the forefront of creating partnerships. Partnerships of institutions and individuals who, you can work together to try and advocate for a better enabling environment, but also to innovate and bring the right kind of product for different agroecologies, for different crops.
The main problem is actually the poor yields and poor soils. I plant both maize and wheat, and I've been doing farming for the last 23 years. It was just kawaida farming. Really, we did not do very good. We were doing the type of our parents like farming, whereby as long as you just put the crop down, you just use whatever product is available, and whatever yield you got, you thought that was the best. Because we used to go for DAP, and we thought that was all the fertilizer available and meant to be used, because everyone else was using DAP. And then, of course, through hearsay, we got to know about Chapameli, and we tried it. It was better than the others. And then gradually, of course, we came to know about Yara.
If we are to really turn the knob on productivity, we needed to look at what are the sustainable solutions that we can give the farmer in terms of product portfolio, to give them really solutions that are affordable. So based on the research that we've had on crops, on soil, on the demands of the farmer, we went back to the drawing board and said, look, the farmer needs an affordable solution. It needs a wholesome solution in terms of nutrient composition.
We sat and said, what can we do? What is it that we can define and design specifically for the smallholder farmer? And we came up with a solution that we baptized as Microp.
So Microp, just like Chapameli, has become also a brand name. Why is that happening now? It's because we managed to give the farmer what they needed. So we started thinking about maize, but slowly we have expanded to the other crops because it is working. And that's especially the cereal crops. Addition of rice. We've had also addition of sorghum. Some farmers who are doing small-scale wheat and even potato. So over the years, this is growing to the other crops because it's bringing more impact. Microp is delivering results for the farmer. They are able to see increased productivity, increased quality of their produce. And this is really talks to our core of what we want to achieve.
When they came over to our farms and made us know about the Yara power, the amidas, and the other products that come with Yara, the Yara products, when we tried, my God, there was lots of improvement. I mean, the improvement, moving from 20 to 30 to 33, standing with us has brought me from where we were at 30 up to the yield of 40 bags per acre. Even some portions have had 41 bags per acre, depending on the side of the farm. Because of course I have some swampy areas where we're still working on the drainages, but on the upper areas where it's good, I'm getting to 40 bags per acre, which is great.
Before Yara, before I started engaging with Yara or partnering with Yara, I was struggling to get around 6 to 8 bags per acre. Yeah, and when you look at now the cost that was involved in producing around 6 to 8 acres, it was really so high, and I was really not getting some good profit out of my business venture. But after being introduced to Yara, that is 2019 to 2020, I had an 1 acre that I got 40 bags in 1 acre, and that one really made me get some good profit. Yeah, because I also they also introduced us to conservation agriculture, and with conservation agriculture, I used a small amount of money during the production, and then again you find that you use small amount of money and then you get good yield. That one now translates to good income.
Nilianza kwa pale chini sana, as in I didn't have enough capital to start my business, but in a way I found myself nikifanya tu. In 2020 or 2021, I can't remember very well, but between those 2 years, I met somebody from Yara, and that is Jambi, the little girl, na akaniwezesha, akanikubalia kwa sababu sikuwa na capital. My shop was kidogo sana. Akanikubalia na akaweza kunipea lori ya kwanza. Nikamwambia, you can only give me goods on credit, ndio niweze kuuza, at least nikulipe nusu na nusu ingine kama sitakuwa nimeuza.
In fact, my first stock, actually I bought it from Kirogoya, from somebody who used to be called the Biti, and some of the other items I bought from New Downtown.
Our journey with Yara started in 1994. This was where I remember a rep called Mr. Lode Van Hout. He came in for a meeting with my old man, Mzee, and they had a discussion. And Lode just came and said, I will do a 560. You sell it. Once you're done with it, you pay me. And that is how the business opened up exponentially, because we started even distributing now to the regions and all that. And from 1997, distribution was fully on. And currently we are supplying Kirinyaga County, Embu County, Meru County, Murang'a County, Ukambani, and basically the Mount Kenya environs.
But as I progressed, I realized that the only way to sustain the business was to look for the suppliers, because I could be able to get maybe better prices, so that I could manage to penetrate the market. So I started the journey with Yara in the year 2000. And I actually visited the office, and I met one gentleman called Rode, Mr. Rode. We had a discussion. He was a bit skeptical on my capacity, but after a lengthy talk, I was able to convince him that indeed I was capable. So he opened an account for me, and then we started trading. And we have traded with Yara for the last 24 years.
Na kupitia kwa mkubwa wake alikuwa anaitwa Vitalis, wakanikubalia nikapewa lori ya kwanza. Ilikuwa, by then we used to sell a lot of Yara Power and Yara DAP. So I cannot really remember well whether it was DAP or it was Yara Power that we started with. But in a way, we started, and akanipea lori ya kwanza. Nikauza, nikalipa. Nikauza ingine, nikalipa. Sasa kwa wakati huo, we were only doing a lori in 2 or 3 months. Tukaenda hivyo, tukaanza kufanya lori 2 kwa mwezi moja. Tukaenda hivyo, tukafika mahali tukaanza kufanya lori 3 kwa mwezi, na kwa saa hii tumeenda sana.
So we have been trading with Yara for very many years, and I am very happy with their support, because one of the main issues that was giving farmers problems was the availability of good quality fertilizer, and Yara has been able to fill that gap.
Yara ordinarily will have people on ground as well directing and training the farmers about the product. And the second thing is they also hold farmers training, especially when they have a new product or retraining the farmers. They will ensure that we're working together. So they will ask us, kindly call in your farmers and let us have a training with your farmers and your stockists for them to understand the product.
We prefer Yara over the others because there are others. Even when you get into my stores, you'll find a wide range of fertilizers. But there is that one thing that makes Yara stand out. One is that Yara will always provide you with somebody to help you, and especially when you are stuck with things. They listen, and they'll always do what will prevent us getting losses. Because I had that fertilizer for long. We tried selling it and it was like a yendi. So they asked me, what else can we give you that can move, that you can get your money back? I said, give me Yara power. They did that.
Within Yara, we have a huge database of knowledge. We have a serious wealth of knowledge. So we wanted a way that allows us to share this knowledge with the farmers. We've been doing over the years demonstrations, farmer field days, have farmer workshops, but we wanted to take it a step further. How can we improve access to all of this knowledge that we have? It doesn't make sense for all that knowledge to stay within our laptops, within our systems. How can we best do this?
Nimemaliza programu ya kitunguu kutoka mkulima wa medium size kwenda mkulima ambaye anataka ile size kubwa. Kuna mtu ako na swali?
We started to build Yara knowledge centers. These are centers that are based within the communities, in the villages. So they are hosted by farmers, and it compasses a demo farm. It has a store which has the products. It also has a permanent agronomist who trains farmers. So throughout the season, this center provides knowledge and training to the surrounding farmers, from A to Z of that particular crop. The farmer will understand what to plant, when to plant, how to plant, what to do during the season to be able to achieve a certain yield target. It is so inspiring to see how farmers are smiling right now.
Having come from the agricultural background and being an extension officer, I have been very, very passionate with the farmer, because I've realized that sometimes the farmer is forgotten, and without the right support, the right direction, sometimes the farmer suffers. They actually incur a lot of losses due to maybe pests, diseases, and even nutritional issues. Yara is also very, very dear to that particular aspect, because besides even selling, they also have extension officers on the ground who actually support farmers' activities. And this has actually gelled very well with my model of support to the farmers. So this particular aspect of the Yara Knowledge Center was a very, very good idea, because I realized that it also helped me in terms of visibility for this particular unit, that is Agitech Seedlings. Agitech Seedlings is a very new unit. We started it in the year 2022. But due to the visibility that has been created by many companies, Yara being the first, the unit has grown very, very fast. And currently we are able to serve around 13,000 farmers across the region with good quality seedlings, and the farmers are very, very happy. They are also a very, very strong partner when it comes to an event that I organize called Agitech Grad Expo. Yara is actually the main sponsor of this particular event. It is an annual event that started in the year 2022. So we have been able to organize 3 events. 2022, we were able to get around 3,500 farmers. In 2023, we grew the number to around 11,000. And this year, 2024, we garnered around 22,000 farmers.
Not only do we care about the smallholder farmers, we also know that for them to have access to the fertilizer at the right time when they need it, they also need to work with retailers, with agrovets, distributors, importers, wholesalers. The whole value chain is critical to Yara. And therefore we have also established initiatives to support those small and medium enterprises that carry the fertilizer up to the last mile.
Kuna hiyo program, kuna hiyo training. It was a series of lessons, and it really helped us so much, kwa sababu ilitufunza jinsi ya kuinuka, jinsi ya kufanya mambo, jinsi ya bookkeeping. It was so good to us. Yes, we really benefited a lot, and I have really used it to increase my basket.
When COVID struck, there was supply chain disruptions and fertilizer was not arriving. There was a looming danger of really food shortages, predominant hunger, and that was very scary. Yara took a decision, supported by corporate and the region. We managed to donate fertilizer through the Action Africa program.
Yara was generous enough to donate 40,000 metric tons of quality fertilizer that had zinc in them to 250,000 smallholder farmers in 7 countries in Africa.
To communities that were vulnerable. And the aim for it was that to create access for them, because they were not able to access fertilizers. So they got fertilizers, and true to our belief, they managed to produce quite robust. It really mitigated quite a lot of risks that we were foreseeing, that food shortages, and that really provided quite a lot of relief for a lot of farmers. Farmers still talk to it up to now. Last week I was in the field and they were asking me about Action Africa.
We look at it as it's a food system. So there is the production part where farmers are busy on their farms producing the crop. Then there's the marketing part where they have to take their crop to market. Then there's the consumer part. Consumers have to access what they've produced. So if you look at it as a food systems ecosystem, then digital in Africa is absolutely essential, because the production side is very fragmented. You've got millions and millions of smallholder farmers, right? They are having between 0.25 acres to 100 acres. So it's a very diverse crowd of people. They're growing different crops. So to organize that production side requires digital tools.
So what we've done is, over the years, we quickly realized we need to be very close to the farmer. So we built a digital platform, Yara Connect, where we onboarded all our customers. We have now 6,000 customers on Yara Connect.
Wakati nilitembelewa na Fananda, mkubwa wa Afrika na Asia, nilifurahi sana. It really motivated me so much, seeing that women can do much na wanaweza kuwa tegemeo, and it made me have that courage to move on and to put more effort in my business.
One important lesson that we have learned over the years is that we cannot do everything on our own. We must, as Africa, copy and take a page of what Asia did 40 and 50 years ago when they achieved their green revolution. That was done based on long-term cooperation between governments, development banks and development agencies, and the private sector. Governments giving the visibility and stability for investors and development agencies to engage in long-term projects which require important capital expenditure. Africa needs to arrive at that space.
I think Yara is still quite young. There is a lot that can be accomplished, not just in Kenya, but in the region. I think in the face of climate change, there is a bit of research and innovation that can come to play. I think there is room and space to create jobs for the youth. And I think we have a collective burden to try and figure out what that is.
The people that we have, the communities that we work with through the Yara Knowledge Centers, and a program called Shujaas. Shujaas program is more oriented towards youth, but really who are in agriculture, and they're able to experience, share their experience, provide knowledge to other farmers. They are now more digital, and whatever they do really goes into scale of millions of farmers, because they are able to share that on their digital platforms. And that complements the fires that you're lighting on the communities to what you're sharing on the digital platforms. We commit to our farmers that we are a reliable partner. We will continue delivering service to our farmers, both quality products, providing them knowledge, and we will not let them down on the trust that they have given us as Yara.